So we're here today to get seen in 2018, creating profits with social media and PR. So how many of you guys want more customers or clients? Because at the end of the day, that's what we're all here for. Because what we know for sure is that more visibility means more customers, and more customers means more profits. And I'm so glad you're here with me today because I'm going to show you my proven techniques to help you get massive visibility for your business. So how many of you have a big social media following already that consistently brings in leads? How many of you are regularly on TV and radio as an expert? Media outlets need experts. So if it's not you, then it's going to be somebody else. So let's make it you. Imagine being regularly featured in the media as an industry expert. Imagine what that would do for your business if you were on the news, on radio and magazines and newspapers. Now, some of you have a little bit of experience with that, and some of you don't have any experience with that, and that's okay, because that's why we're all here today. So for those of you who are already on the road, I'm going to show you how to take things to the next level. And for those of you just getting started, I'm going to show you one way to get started today. Everybody is going to leave this training with one thing that they can do to implement today to start getting visibility. Because I know that most businesses share these common roadblocks. You don't know how to do it, you're overwhelmed, you don't have time. So I'm going to help you get over those roadblocks today. And I'm going to give you a ton of stuff, but just take one thing that resonates with you that you can start doing today. So before we dive in, we're going to take a little assessment. So just write down a T or an F, on your phone, on a piece of paper. So I have a consistent automatic way of generating new leads every month. I have a strong and engaged social media following that helps me build leads every month. I have a designated lead generation opt-in or a freebie that I use to capture names and email addresses. I have a plan to regularly pitch myself to media outlets as an industry expert. And I have built relationships with local journalists so they call me for quotes about my industry or community-related stories. So how many of you are like, yes, this is awesome? How many of you are like, I'm not so sure? And then how many of you are like, oh my goodness gracious, I am in big trouble? But don't worry, because good news, help is on the way. That's me, because today we are going to go over how to get visible. A high visibility social media plan, implementation made easy, how to grow your fans, how to engage in profit, how to make yourself newsworthy, how to create a great hook, and how to find the right journalist. So before we get started, I want to talk about how fast this can go. So this is Dr. Marcy, and she is a children's behavioral therapist in New York City. And I started working with her in December and then realized that she was this amazing writer, but she wasn't writing for Google and she wasn't writing with SEO in mind. So nobody was seeing her work. So we pitched her to magazine editors, and she ended up getting a regular column in New York Parenting Magazine by the end of December. So in like 2 or 3 weeks. Imagine what that did for her business. And then last year during the election, she was featured on every national media news outlet about how to talk to kids about the election. So you can only imagine what that did for her business. It was an absolute game changer, and it happened in less than a month. So I want to tell you a little bit about me. My name is Christina Daves, and I am not a PR person. I am not a publicist. Every single thing I'm talking about today, I've done myself. I've done by trial and error, and I'm sharing exactly what I do every day in my own business. And remember, it only takes one thing to change your business. One email, one tweet, one phone call. So this is how it all started with me. It started with a broken foot and a trip to New York City, fashion capital of the world. So there I am in Central Park with my husband in my big, ugly medical boot. I searched everywhere to make that boot look better, and there was nothing available. So the light bulbs went off. My poor husband, here she goes again, and I created these fashion accessories for medical boots. I put everything into this. We took a second mortgage out. So if I couldn't sell these, I was going to lose my house. But what I didn't think about was that I had created this whole new space in the marketplace. No one knew that they needed to decorate their medical boots. So I had no money left for advertising or PR, so I had to figure something out. And I became an expert in do-it-yourself publicity. I am known as a DIY PR guru. I'm a best-selling author on the subject. I've personally appeared in over 250 media outlets, and I've generated over 8 figures in sales for me and my clients from free publicity. So I keep saying just one thing can change your business. Well, this was one email that got me on the Steve Harvey show. And not only did I win his top inventors competition and $20,000, this one appearance resulted in over 6 figures in sales. So of course, after that, I wanted more. How do I get more media exposure? So I'm hoping you guys all have Google alerts set with your name and your business and your competitors. Well, my Google alerts are just a little different. I have celebrity broken foot. So this came in one day, and as I read the article, I saw that Diana Ross was going to be singing for President Obama in DC. Well, I live in DC, so I went on Google and I Googled her manager and got to the gatekeeper and got through the gatekeeper and got to the manager. And long story short, there is Diana Ross wearing my product. The absolute game changer for me. So then I'm like, I should just maybe let the Steve Harvey show know. So I emailed my producer. Steve Harvey did a follow-up segment on me, all about me and my company. And at the end, he said, if the diva of divas, Diana Ross, likes this, well, then it's got to be good. So I got a multi-million-dollar endorsement from the king of daytime TV. It was unbelievable. So you can see how if you combine the power of free publicity with strong social media, how fast you can grow your visibility and people knowing about your business. It's really all black and white. Social media strategy and public relations savvy is more people who will hear about you and learn about you. So today I'm going to go over the 3-phase process for getting seen in 2018. It's the secret to using social media to be seen as an industry rock star, the secret to getting media attention, and a little known trick for using social media and PR together for powerful results. So the first phase is social media. And what I want you to do is stop making noise and start making money. Start getting people to know about you and make money through social media. And this is really important. I want you to start with one platform. Don't try all of them. You're never going to be good at it. Do one, get really, really good at it, and then move on to the next one. And go with the one you like. What are you comfortable with? I just started Instagram a couple weeks ago. I love Facebook. I love Twitter. I love LinkedIn, but I just couldn't grasp Instagram. So I just bought a course, and now I'm learning. I have 130 some followers. Feel free to follow me. Christina.Daves. But anyway, go with the one you like and get really good at it because people will check you out and you've got to have a strong presence somewhere. And think of you. You're going to check people out. Are you going to work with a person who has 10 people who like their page or 23,000 people who like their page? So think about that and just get really good at one. All right, so let's get started. We are going to create a high visibility social media plan. And this is really, really important. Social media and PR are the top of the funnel. That's how people start to find out about you. They read about you in an article. They see you on TV. They see something that you've tweeted. And then you're driving them to your website. And hopefully, and this is a whole nother training, you have a designated opt-in, something that you will give them in exchange for your name and email address. Because nobody is signing up for email lists anymore. We're inundated. We're only doing things that provide value to us. So you do your social media and PR, you get them to your website, they opt in for something, well, then they become a lead. Anybody willing to give you their name and email address is a lead. And then the last step is the sale. So think of that. This is how you're driving people in. This is how you're building your list. The money's in the list, right? So now we have to talk about your plan. What is your social media plan? For some of you, there is no plan. We're throwing spaghetti on the wall. You wake up in the morning, you look at your computer, you're like, what am I going to post today? And then some of you are sell, 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 sell. All you talk about is your business. You're selling, you're selling, you're selling. And then some of you are so uncomfortable with the selling, you do no promotion. You post yoga pictures and cat pictures, and that's great because people do love those. But you need a combination of content, value, and then selling. So think of the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, give them good content. 20% of the time, you can sell. So what's good content? So content starts with trending topics and hot content. You know, what's going on in the world right now that you can relate your business to. Look at trends.google.com. Go to Twitter and look on the left-hand side. It'll tell you what's trending. But that's always good. Stay away from politics, controversy. You know, you just want good content that you can relate to your business. That's current. You want eye-catching visuals. It's so important to have great pictures that attract attention. Write down canva.com. Unbelievable free resource. The big joke is if Christina can do it, anybody can do it. Literally, it's like Instagram post. You click on that, you drag and drop their pictures in, they have text for you. It's hard not to make a beautiful picture. Engaging video. Video is so important right now. That's where all the algorithms are. That's where everything is. People want to see people. They want to engage with you through video. So make sure you're doing video. And then the last one is hashtags. That's how you get found. You know, your town name, your industry name. And my friend Karen gave me a great idea. She said, take an index card, do your research. And you can do your research on Twitter, Instagram, find out what your popular hashtags are, and put them on an index card and keep them in your office. So, or you know, in your bag or wherever you can have it. So it's easy. So when you're doing a post, all you have to do is look at that and pull 10 hashtags off of it, because that's what people search. That's how you get found. And I keep talking about outside the box thinking, and you're going to hear it over and over and over again when we get in the PR part. But I want to tell you a really funny story. Karen had a client that she worked with that's a bait and tackle shop up in New Jersey. So for all of you who are on here who are fishermen and women, what happens when you catch a big fish? What do? You take a picture and you post it. This is my friend Brent, who fishes all the time, so it's very easy to go to his Facebook page and find his picture. But what this bait and tackle shop did is they would look for hashtag of their river that was near their store, and they would look for these kinds of pictures. And they would say, hey, what lure did you use to catch that? Because it's not really stalking, because you're a fisherman on that river, you fish there. You know, you're just engaging with somebody who loves what you love. So they would tell them, and he said, listen, I own blah, blah, bait and tackle shop. I have a lure for you behind the register. Just stop by and see me and try that one, and let's see what you catch. Now, what fisherman or woman, is going to go into that bait and tackle shop and only take their free lure, right? So he grew his business exponentially by thinking outside of the box and engaging with people through hashtags. So I want you guys to think about what you can do with that as well. Step 2 is implementation made easy, because I know that you guys do not have time. You are busy running your own businesses. How in the world are you going to put in a solid social media plan to get in front of all these people? You're going to automate all of your evergreen content. Evergreen is stuff that's not trending. It's not hot topic. It's what stuff you can talk about in your industry that's good forever. And I say forever. You update it every year. You know, don't keep the same stale stuff. We do it about once a year and kind of change up the content. So every social media platform has a way to automate. And of course, I don't have time to go into all of them. So I'm just going to do Facebook. So think about evergreen posts. Maybe you're doing motivational Mondays. If you're a restaurant, what are your weekly specials? If you're a realtor and you have a new listing, plan out, you know, some posts about your listing. But just go ahead and schedule. Do it, you know, on a Sunday. Schedule out the month. Schedule out a week. And then if something timely comes up, you can unschedule one that you have scheduled, move it to another time, and then do a timely post. But that is going to save you so much time if you just plan ahead, are methodical, find good content that you want to share instead of this, oh, what am I going to post today? Because that's when you post stuff that's not valuable and not good. Now, another trick I want to share with you is boosting posts to get in front of more people. So this is Astrid Hermanis, who is or was an agent with Berkshire Hathaway in Ocean City. She just retired. But one of the strategies she learned from us was doing boosted posts. She did a lot of work in over 55 communities. So she was spending $9 on her listings. She was getting thousands of views, hundreds of click-throughs, and she said she got 3 qualified leads every time she did this for $9. Who Who's not going to do that? And I teased her. That's why she could retire, because after a year of learning how to do this stuff, she made so much money she could go. So there's a couple ideas of things you can do. And then steps 3 and 4, we're going to do together. That's growing your fans and engaging and profiting. Because how many of you don't even have a Facebook business page? You're just posting all your business stuff on your personal page. And I hear it all the time. Well, Christina, I have more followers on my personal page. I don't have that many on my business page. But that's how you're going to grow your business page, is by posting there. And you can post on your business page and then share it to your personal page. Do it that way instead of the other way around. That's how you're going to start growing your business page. So if you have this blank slate for a business page on Facebook, I would like you to please, please, please start your business Facebook. And then some of you have a Facebook business page, but you can't figure out how to get fans there. So I am now going to give you the number 1 tip to get more people knowing about you and your business. And that's Facebook Live. And I know most of you are cringing, going, I do not want to turn my camera on. I am not interested in this. But you have to trust me on this. This will change your business. I used to own a boutique with my best friend, and I went up there looking for some clothes, and she had just got a bunch of stuff and hadn't priced it yet. So I pulled my stuff out, and we decided we were going to meet for happy hour. And then she was asking me, hey, Christina, how do I get more customers in the door? She's got a good business, but we all need more customers. So I said, you got to turn your camera on. You've got to do Facebook Live. And she's like, I am not doing Facebook Live. And I wish you knew Barbara. She's so funny. She's like adamant. I'm like, we're going to do it right now. So we're literally at happy hour, sitting outside, toasting our wine, turn on the camera. I start pulling the stuff out of my bag. I'm like, oh my God, look at my shoes. Oh, look at these earrings. This is so cute, blah, blah, blah. So she's talking about the products as I'm pulling them out of the bag. You guys, we had 7,000 views. 7,000 views on that. It was crazy. So as much as she does not like Facebook Live, she grew her business 20% that month and realized, holy cow, what this is doing for her business. She's doing Facebook Lives. I got bumped. I did a couple with her. Now she's got other people doing them. But absolutely exploding her business now. And then I worked with a real estate agent who, lovely, and so new on the whole Facebook stuff, like didn't understand what Facebook Live actually was. So I went through it and we did it on the phone and got her all set up, and she had a stale listing. And I was like, please try the Facebook Live. So she went and she did a Facebook Live, and she did some great highlights of some things around the house, and she got contracts. She got 4 contracts, and she sold the townhouse. So this stuff works. This is how you grow your business page. This is how people get to know you. And that's the thing. What you want to do is you want to be like this digital ambassador of your town or your industry. I want you to become Facebook famous in what you do. If you're a financial planner, give financial tips. Another one of my realtors does coffee with Casey every Tuesday morning, and his assistant emailed me a couple weeks ago. I think he had like 1,500 people on his Facebook Live, and he just started in September. So this is, really, this will change your business if you start to do this. And just do it. Just turn on the camera, provide value. People want to get to know you, the real authentic you, who they're working with. So try it. Be like Barbara. Try it once. That's all you have to do. You'll see. I had somebody else who did it, and she texted me. She's like, how are there 560 people like in the first 3 minutes of my video? I can't explain the algorithms of Facebook. I can just tell you that it works. And if you don't believe me that it works, think about April the giraffe. We watched her for 4 months just walking around pregnant. By the time she had that baby, there were 10 million followers, and Toys R Us was sponsoring it. So it just works. So I hope that was phase 1, social media. I hope in that you get one thing out of it that you can use to start getting more visible. I gave you lots of ideas. You can probably guess which one my favorite is, Facebook Live. But just do one thing. I promise you will see a difference in the amount of people who know about you. Okay, so here we go. Phase 2, PR, which is my absolutely favorite part. So when I go through all this, I want you guys to think about the types of media, highly visible platforms, whether it's television, internet, newspapers, podcasts. Think where you're comfortable. whatever platform that is. And I want you to focus on that as I go through all of this. And know it can change. If you told me 3 years ago that I was going to be on television all the time, I would have said, there's no way. I loved podcasts. I could go in my basement. Nobody knew I was nervous. Nobody knew I was sipping water. So that's what I want you to think about as I go through all this stuff. So how many of you would love to get 7 million eyeballs on your business? All of us, right? So this was a guerrilla marketing stunt that got me 42 seconds of airtime on the Today Show. Savannah was in a boot, and I bought a bus ticket and I went to New York. And the stars absolutely aligned for me that day. She kept referring to me as the boot lady, and she came outside to see me. I got 42 seconds of airtime, which was over $100,000, all from one bus ticket. And she came out and she took this picture with me, and she said, we just gave you a ton of airtime for your business. I hope this does a lot for you. So again, it was just outside of the box thinking. And I know you guys, not everybody's going to go to the plaza and do something crazy, crazy like this. But it's those kinds of things that I want you to think about in the process. Because getting publicity positions you as the expert. This is Jennifer Fugo of Gluten Free School, and I'm going to tell you her story in a little bit. But with a few tweaks that we did, we turned her into a nationally recognized expert on gluten sensitivity. And I want you to be that exact expert in your industry. So one thing that's really important to understand is the difference between PR and advertising. When somebody uses you in the media, it's more credible because it's somebody else telling the world how great you are. They call it earned media, and it's free. And I love to use this analogy because we all have Joe's Pizza in our neighborhood. So let's say you're flipping through your local Gazette paper and you see Joe's Pizza, and they say best pizza outside of New York City. And then a few pages later, there's an article that says New York hidden pizza gem. And the person who wrote the article said they found Joe's Pizza and they haven't had pizza this good since they left New York 3 years ago. Which one is going to make you want to go to Joe's Pizza? The article. So you see the power of publicity and why I get so excited about it. It just gives you so much credibility and so much authority in your industry when somebody else tells the world how great you are. Richard Branson, gazillionaire who could afford all the advertising in the world he wants, has been quoted as saying, publicity is absolutely critical. A good PR story is infinitely more effective than a full-page ad. So how do you do it? How do you get publicity? This is my get famous formula. You need to be newsworthy, you need to create great hooks, and you need to find the right journalists. And when you have all three of these in place, you guys are going to be light years ahead of your competition. So newsworthy is something that's timely, it's important, and it's interesting. And because when you get these logos from being newsworthy, it gives you so much credibility and expertise. Imagine if you had these logos on your website. And what it does is it grows your digital footprint. People are going to check you out. What do you do before you go work with somebody? You check them out. You Google them. So my funny story, 2 years ago, if you had typed in Christina Daves into Google, you would have gotten Christina Aguilera because she owned all the Google juice on Christina. So now, after several years of doing all organic, I've never bought anything. When you type my name in, I'm about the first 14 pages of Google. So I tried to get a meeting with the president of this huge credit union here, $40 billion credit union. And I sent him an email on Monday and he said, can you be in my office on Friday? Like, yeah, of course. So I walk in and he comes out of his office. I'm up in the penthouse office and he said, do you know what happens when you Google you? I'm like, I do know. That's what I do for a living. But I got that meeting because I checked out on Google. So this is why this is so important. You're riding other people's coattails. When you get publicity, those people have so much more Google juice than we do that when people check you out, boop, you go to the top. But how many of you feel like this when I talk about pitching the media? You're like, I don't know how, I'm afraid. And I hear this a lot. I'm not a star in my industry. You know, that person in that office over there does so much more business than I do. Why wouldn't the media want them? And it's really important that you guys think outside of the box. The media needs stories. They want to provide value to their audience. And every single person on this webinar has a gift that they can offer the media that makes you different. I don't care if you're a business coach or a real estate agent or a financial planner, whatever you are, you have a unique quality that nobody else has. And that's what we need to find. And you do that by niching. So think of the outside black circle as your industry as a whole. Like maybe you're a doctor. And then you decided you were going to become a cardiologist. That's the white space. And maybe your specialty is the left ventricle. And that's the red. So you're still a doctor. You're still prescribing antibiotics and curing strep throat. But in terms of media, you've got that really unique positioning as that left ventricle specialist that you can provide, quotes on or information on. And you're probably pretty specific. There's not many of you who could do that. So I want to go back to Jen Fugo. So she found out she had really bad gluten sensitivity, and she wanted to build a business around it, but there were already all these doctors and people like that. So what she did is she niched herself as kind of the face of gluten-free, the person who had to do it, kind of like me with the PR. I had to do it. I had to figure it out. So this right here was her second appearance on Dr. Oz that she got by herself within 30 days of working with me. This was a 12-minute segment, 12 minutes. So she got so much coverage. She grew her platform like crazy. Now she's asked to speak all over the country. And all those people that were already bigwigs in the space, all the doctors and stuff, they're now her colleagues and they work together with her. So literally just by creating this person, this brand of Jennifer Fugo, face of living gluten-free, we turned her into a rock star. How beautiful is it? She's on the cover of this magazine. And I don't know, Sherry might be on the call today, but I worked with Sherry a couple of years ago. Sherry's a business coach. Probably have tons of business coaches on the call. But she has one program that she does on her farm with her horses where she brings like CEOs in. It's a leadership training. And that's how she got publicity. And how great for her to be featured in her local newspaper where she does business. And she has this here. So people, she's attracting her clients through this story. And then after that, we pitched it to Fox and she got on Fox. And that video that they did for the news actually went viral. So yay for Sherry, but that's what niching does. And I'll share my story. I've had on my bucket list that I want to do product segments on TV. I love products. I'm an inventor. I worked with inventors. So I niched my pitch and got it down to, that I work with inventors. I see so many cool products that people don't see. I have an eye for this. And I pitched in August, and I'll give you guys a little trick. August is a very slow media time. And I had pitched for 4 months, but in August, I finally got the yes. And probably because they're thinking nobody's watching, whatever. But I made sure that I was so good that I wasn't going to mess this up. And literally I got done and they said, you can come back anytime. So I now have this monthly segment and it's so fun. I have another one on January 23rd. Very, very cool. But that's how I did it. And I got a really big client the first time I did this because somebody said, Christina, teach me how to do this. I want to do this too. So that is niching the pitch. Then my next tip, everybody write this down. If you're not using it, you've got to be using it. Help a reporter out. It is the fastest way to grow your digital footprint with national media. It basically allows you to ride other people's SEO coattails, like I talked about, Huffington Post, Entrepreneur, InStyle Magazine, O Magazine, anybody. They have so much more Google juice than we'll ever have. So let's use them. And Harrow does this every single day. 3 times a day, they send you queries. And as a matter of fact, I just responded to one right before we got on the webinar. This will open another world for you. Once you learn how to do this, I'm actually one of their top success stories. That's how I got on Steve Harvey and lots of other things. So I promise that if you start using this, this will completely open another world for you. You see, like here's Huffington Post, high-ranking blog, Medical Daily. And I get emails almost daily from people that I work with. They're like, Christina, I responded to Harrow. I got in this. So that's another tip. Write that down, definitely. Again, we're only going to take one thing we're comfortable with. And then the last tip to make you newsworthy is the non-traditional calendar. Think of IHOP, National Pancake Day. And you'll notice now that I say this, it's on the news a lot. National Donut Day. Oh, it's this day. Oh, it's that day. I actually got on Fox get ready, this really exists, for National Healthy Foot Month. All right, what do you guys think this one is? Remember, outside of the box thinking, nobody say Cupcake Day, because every cupcakery is going to pitch Cupcake Day. So you see the plate of bacon on the side? They pitched National Bacon Day, and they launched their maple bacon cupcake on National Bacon Day. So amazing, right? Super smart, great idea. And outside of the box thinking, the media loved it. And it's pretty, it's a nice display. So those are some great tips to help you think outside the box, to help you make yourself newsworthy without having to just sit there and be like, what can I do? So the next one is creating great hooks. And I liken the hook to the boxing match. You know, whoever has the best right hook is going to win. So I want you guys to have good hooks. And hooks are relevant, they grab attention, and they pull you in for more. But how many of you are like, whoa, Christina, what is a hook? I don't know how to hook in a journalist. I don't know how to hook in a reader. I didn't even know what a hook was before now. So these are hooks. Hooks are like what's on the cover of magazines. Look, this is a hook. How safe is our water? May contain rocket fuel, birth control pills, arsenic, and more shocking ingredients. Hooks are what make you open a magazine to read it. I think people get paid a lot of money to get you to go through the grocery store line and spend $5 on a magazine. Those are hooks. You'll get the best ideas looking at magazine covers. Or think of coming up next on TV. This is my friend Steve. I love this one. One of my favorites is college worth the price tag. And I think the hook was college is the worst investment a parent can make. I have one in college and one going to college. I'm going to stay through the commercials to listen to hear what that story is. So, and I want you to remember that you can pitch your story to any magazine, any media outlet at all. But when you're doing your hook, and your hook is your subject line in your email, your hook is what's going to get them to read your newsworthy story idea. Because if you just say, oh, I have a story idea, they probably get 500 of those. Give them something juicy and meaty that they can use, and then they'll open your email. But think of demographics. When you pitch your story to O, you're talking 35, 45-year-old women. AARP is over 50. BuzzFeed is millennials. So look at the hooks on the magazines or the media outlets that you're looking to pitch. Listen to what they do and kind of plug and play. I will tell you, AARP is one of my favorite magazines. They have the best hooks. So if you Google AARP magazine covers, you should see some really good stuff come up on that. And just plug and play. Plug your business into that and pitch it to somebody else. Don't steal hooks, though. Don't steal ones that have already been done. And then the last part is find the right journalist. But how many of you are like, oh my gosh, I don't know who to contact. I don't know how to find them. I don't have the right to contact them. I hear that a lot too. Media today is 24/7, 365. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So you guys take advantage of learning how to do this by being newsworthy, by creating a great hook, by finding the right journalist. Because when you have all of those in place, I told you, you're going to be so much further ahead than your competition that you will get the media coverage. So what I want you guys to do is write down your top 3 journalists. You know, and if you've never done this before, start locally. You want to get your feet wet. You want to be able to mess up if you're going to mess up in your local market. Now I know Theta, you're in New Jersey, which is New York, which is the #1 market. So it's a little harder, but in terms of locally, like local newspapers, local magazines, that kind of stuff. And now I'm going to give you my top secret resource for finding email addresses and phone numbers of these journalists. Ready? It's Google. Google is a question search engine. Who writes about business for the Sun Gazette? And on those local publications, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get their name, their email, and their phone number. All is going to pop up right there. Now, national can get a little more complicated, and there's lots of tricks that you can use to find them. But finding your local journalists is really easy. And don't be afraid to pick up the phone and say, who writes about this? Can I have their email address? Because that's what they do. They're used to getting pitched. So you shouldn't be afraid of pitching the media. So I hope you feel a little bit better about that, have a comfort zone with that. And again, you're newsworthy, you're creating great hooks, and you're finding the right journalists. So choose that platform that best suits you. What are you most comfortable with? And add it into your visibility plan this year. right now, I want you to write down, I commit to doing podcasts. I commit to using Haro to get, in newspapers and magazines. There is a media outlet for everybody, and take what I said and use those notes and apply it to any one of these. So that was phase 2, which was PR. And then this is phase 3. PR plus social media is where the magic happens. It's the secret sauce. It gives you a louder voice and a bigger net. And I hope you realize that from everything that I've shown you. So I'm going to give you my big hack, which will help you incorporate both of those together. So I took the gal from the Haro query, and there's rules with Haro, so I can't use her last name. That's why she's blocked out. But you would type in their full name and the name of the publication and LinkedIn. And 99% of the time, their LinkedIn profile is going to pop up. So here she is, and we weren't connected yet. And then I want you to customize the invitation. Hi, Janissa. I just responded to your Haro request about XYZ. If I can be of assistance on this story or any others, please let me know. Let's connect on LinkedIn, and you'll be able to see my credentials as well. And then when they connect, follow up with another one. Look at their LinkedIn profile and say something about it. This woman she had like the coolest jobs ever, like had worked for so many media outlets. And, hi, Janissa, so nice to be connected to you. You've had some cool jobs, impressive. If I can assist you on any future stories, please let me know. I'm always up for connecting and collaborating. Christina. And I want to show you how fast this hack works. So I spoke at a conference last year, and literally it was like 2 hours in the middle of the day. And that afternoon, Christina, you made lots of great points with many doable action steps. As a matter of fact, I am waiting now on a phone call from this afternoon's Haro inquiry. We've connected on LinkedIn and Twitter. I sent a message telling this writer that I responded to her request and I'm available if she wants to chat. And she messaged me back that she wants to talk. I haven't followed up on a Haro request for a long time, so came right back to my office and wrote 2 responses and then followed up on LinkedIn and Twitter. Never thought of that before. And she was quoted right then and there. Charlie, this is so awesome. So I've been diligently reviewing and responding to relevant Haro queries. I've gotten quoted in 4 or 5 articles. I haven't heard back from any pitches I've sent out. Today, the Wall Street Journal reached out to me to connect on a story. She didn't use me for the query I pitched on, but now she's reached back to me. Why? Because of Christina, because I've been consistent, because of connecting with the writer on LinkedIn. Fingers crossed, I get in the Wall Street Journal. Huge thank you, Christina. And he got in the Wall Street Journal. Yay! So this stuff really, really works. I got on Dr. Oz because I did this with the show producer. I connected with her through Haro and then on LinkedIn. And then she looked at my profile and she realized I was really connected entrepreneurially. So she would always ask me like, hey, do you know so-and-so who can come up tomorrow? Do you know this? Do you know that? And this was so awesome. This is my friend and colleague, Kay. And she needed, the producer needed somebody who had parents with dementia. Well, Kay not only has parents with dementia, but she started a business around that. Like how you keep your parents' finances straight when they're going through this. So she got to go up and be on the show. So this was like absolute game changer for her. And then when something came up for me, then she put me on the show, which was really fun. So think about who your influencers are. And that's how this happens. That's how you build relationships with them. Follow them on social media, engage with them, share their work, do all this stuff before you pitch them. Build that relationship, because when you do that, even pitch them other people first. That's what I did with my Fox anchor. I pitched her so many stories, and then she was doing a syndicated television show about how you take an idea from napkin to store shelves. And she used me as the feature inventor. So because I stayed front of mind and I just kept sending her stuff. So I challenge you guys to connect with your local editor, provide value. I'll tell you a funny story. Our local paper is Inside Nova, and I had been pitching the editor, Bruce Potter, for a year and never heard back. Crickets, crickets, crickets. I went to an event and he walked up to me and he said, "You're Christina Daves, PR for Anyone, right?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "I've got a client for you." I was like, oh my gosh. So he was paying attention. He knew whatever I was sending him wasn't applicable at the time. And the funny thing is now we text one another, and he's actually doing something for a live event that I'm having. He's letting people pitch him in the media. So that's how you build and grow relationships. So how do you guys feel? Do you feel you're feeling good? We've got a visibility plan. We've got a high visibility social media plan. We have implementation made easy. We're going to grow your fans, engage in profit, make yourself newsworthy, create a great hook, and find the right journalist. So I'm not sure why you guys came. I don't know if you want to build a huge platform like Jen Fugo did. Maybe you just want to be the best person in your industry. Maybe you just want to stand out in the crowd so that your clients and your customers know that they're working with the best in the business. Maybe you want to double your business this year. That's actually my goal. Maybe you want to become highly visible so you attract qualified leads consistently and you grow referrals and you grow your business. And you can do any of these if you decide to use this power of social media and PR together. So obviously we have a short time with the training, but I want to give you guys a little present. So everyone who registered today, whether you're on the call or not, you'll get my ebook, Get Massive Exposure to Grow Your Business. And then you heard me raving about Help a Reporter Out. I actually created a cheat sheet on how I have so much success responding to them. So you'll get both of those in your email box with the new video, with the early slides. I'll send that to you too. Because as Albert Einstein said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So I want you guys to take this tried and true path to success, the path that I take every single day in my business. You don't have to hope or wish or wait to get visible. You can follow a system that works, my system. So I want to invite you guys to my private membership group, Visibility VIPs. It gives you complete access to me. It's a private Facebook group. It's available 24/7, but I do sleep occasionally. But I'm going to host trainings on there, and I'm going to bring in guest subject matter experts, LinkedIn, SEO, anything to grow your business and get you more visible. I'm doing live Q&As. I've got all my best tools and templates in there. Because I know what you guys need. You need a surefire plan to get visible. You need strategic evergreen content that gets people to buy from you. You need automation made easy. You need to become the go-to highly visible expert in your market. You want to confidently draw people in with great stories and resources of being seen. And you want to create great relationships with journalists who need your content and your expertise. So what do you get as a Visibility VIP? At the end of the day, you get access. You know, how many programs do you buy and you have a question, but there's nobody there to ask the question to? So not only do you get up to the minute training, I will tell you tomorrow I'm uploading content for February. So it's the entire month of ideas of what you can put out there. You just have to relate it to your business. I'm going to give you regional pitches for April because there's a calendar there that will tell you when you pitch regional magazines and publications 2 months out. So that would be February. And then we're going to do national pitches for June. So I've already got all that laid out and it's going to be uploaded tomorrow. I do the live Q&As twice a month where you can come ask me anything. And then the unlimited Facebook access. So again, we have the live group Q&A every other week, how to get famous. We have all the Get Famous trainings, which are either me or I'll bring in guest experts and I'll listen to you. You guys tell me what you need, whatever you need, I'll help you. You know, I'll bring those people in. Exposure enhancement, I'll constantly putting stuff in there, ideas to help you grow your visibility. Help when you need it, full access to me via the Facebook group. Pitching the pros, I'm going to bring media people on so you guys can pitch them yourselves. And, you know, who knows, you might land something. They're going to give you ideas. It's going to be awesome. All my tools and templates, everything you need will be in there. I'm going to do quarterly group assessments where we do feedback on your website, social media, whatever you guys need. I am here for you. All of this, if you total it all up with all the guests and me and the trainings and everything, is $12,500 a month. It's normally going to be $157 a month, but for the next 48 hours, it's only $97 a month. You're automatically billed. You can leave anytime you want. Just if you leave and you come back, it's going to be $157. There's no obligation to stay, but you're going to want to stay because it's awesome. It's always going to be new, fresh content. And I'm doing the work for you, like all the content stuff. So it should make your life so much easier. If you want to get 2 months for free, you can sign up for the whole year. And it was funny, somebody who just joined, she said, oh my gosh, this is cheaper than Orange Theory. I'm building my business muscle. So yeah, only $97 a month. So, and again, how fast this goes. This is Cami, someone I worked with. In less than a month, my article was a feature on the cover for First for Women magazine. It was her hook. They actually took her hook, put it on the cover, and then it was her article. And she received a call from Dr. Oz. Jeff, after implementing just one of Christina's tips for getting PR in one day, I got 3 responses, which resulted in 2 placements. This is Cedric, who I have to say might get the 2017 Rockstar Award. This was October. He was in Women's Health magazine. Guys, 2 million circulation. I think 1.8, but we'll just bump it up to 2 for him. Washington Post, and he also appeared in 30 other real estate related outlets. And he sent this to me. He said, it all began when I took a leap of faith and reached in my pocket to invest in my future. I can't thank you enough. And Cedric left this training and he made $42,000 in commissions just by taking one thing that he learned. He got the listing, he found the buyer online, and then he got the next sale. So take this stuff and run with it. It works. Because imagine if you had started doing this 6 months ago, where would your business be? And as much as Barbara, the one, my old business partner, did not want to do live video, she has not stopped, and it is growing her business exponentially. Trust me, she wishes she had started it the minute I told her. So nothing I've shared today is theory. I do this every single day in my own business, and it's what I've done to work with my students to generate over 8 figures in sales. Because at the end of the day, more visibility means more customers means more profits. So everything's at visibilityvips.com. I hope you guys are all going to join. We're all going to get seen in 2018. And I am going to hop over and answer any questions. I think I saw stuff popping up. So let me do this and get my video back on. Sorry about all this. Okay. Yeah, the crazy things that happen when you're live. Oh my goodness. And I'm sorry that I had a good idea with my other screen, but that did not work. So this is all. I just want to see if there's questions. And I will send you guys, I'm going to re-record the first half, merge them together, and you can at least see my pretty slides. Let's see. Okay, Erica, how much time per day do we need for this? That is a great question. It's muscle memory. You got to learn. I do not spend more than 5 minutes a day. 5 to 10 minutes a day. It depends how much you want to do, but you're building this stuff. Like once you start doing your boilerplates for Harrow, it's there, it's done. You can just cut and paste. It's like, boom, I'm done. Boom, I'm done. You're going to build your journalist list. And that's in there. There's a huge media list in the back end of Visibility VIP. So I've already done that for you. So a lot of that stuff you don't have to do because it's already there. There's templates there. Just take the segment pitch, type it up, and do it. And I'm happy to review for you guys. If you guys are getting ready to send a pitch in and you want to make sure it's good, throw it in the Facebook group and I'll look at it. How many, hold on. How many people do you have in or allow in your VIP group? It is launching officially tomorrow. So this is, I haven't set a number. If it gets to be to a point where I can't handle it, then we'll stop. But I love Facebook. That is my favorite platform. I love this. I love doing this. And that's why I created this, because I want to be able to interact with you guys all the time. My other program that we do coaching calls once a week. It's my favorite thing of the whole week. I love that. So there won't be a problem. Well, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. We're all going to engage and interact. And like I said, live Q&As. And if I have to stay on for 2 hours to get everyone's question answered, or you guys want to email me a question and I'll get it in there and send it to you. This is overwhelming, the Harrow thing. I get so much in my inbox, I don't know where to begin. Hi, Sandra. I didn't even know you were on the call. Yes, Harrow is overwhelming when you start. And I teach that when I speak about it and I do it. You get this big email and you're like, oh my gosh, skim through it as fast as you can. Look for your keywords. If you're lucky, you get 1 a day, 2 a day. If you're a realtor, there are a ton. That's why Cedric is we actually have a lot of real estate agents who are really crushing it with that. Don't think of it as overwhelming. Think of it as what you get on the end. Think of that SEO power, that Google juice, what you get when you're all done with that. It's worth it. It's worth investing 15 minutes a day on that above doing other things. I think personally, I've had so much success, and that's why I check out so well on Google. And that's why I get so much business, because, and it was Harrow. I'd probably say 80 to 90% of my national media stuff came from Harrow. So it's worth the time, and it's worth muscle memory, getting used to it, getting comfortable with it. And sometimes I miss it. Sometimes I just don't get to it. So don't beat yourself up if you don't, but I would invest the time in it. Okay, let me keep going. Oops. So to be clear, in order to pitch a local TV or radio show, is my contact person the producer or somebody else? Yes, your contact person is the producer. A radio show could have a booker. Now, sometimes podcasts, I just got booked on one, rebooked, because I love this real estate podcast that I do. But it's actually the co-host that books with me, and then they have an assistant that sets everything up. But yes, for local TV and national TV, you're working with a producer, an assistant producer. And I'll tell you a trick. If you can get in with an intern, like at the Today Show or something like that, if you can find them, that's awesome, because they'll get you to all the right people. Because different producers cover different things. And Twitter's a good place to do that. You can, if you find the name of a producer, they'll, a lot of the Today Show ones, they'll show you what they're covering. Some might cover food, some might cover music. But and then some do cover everything. I gave you guys, there's Today Show producers in that media list too. But yeah, use your friend Google. You can figure out who they are. Do we need to write a new article per inquiry? Oh, and that's important too, Erica. You're not, unless they ask for an article, you're just giving them a pitch, and there's a sample pitch in the back end. You're giving them 3 bullet points. Now, I did have somebody who left this training, unbelievable. First time he ever pitched the Washington Post, and they said, will you write the article? Because it was all about Facebook ads for business, and they really needed his expertise. So he wrote the article, and then they tweaked it to, he got the byline, but they tweaked it to a quality of Washington Post writing. Okay. I've been living with MS for 17 years, but I've developed a coaching program, a speaking career, a licensure in creative arts therapy, and am more an ordained or minister as well. I want to share I've been able to thrive with MS. Do you have an opinion where I should focus? Yeah, we'd have to do a little research. Are there, so you just sent me your thing about music therapy. So if it is music related, I would find, we want to probably find medical music. We want to find your local health reporters. I worked with somebody that I knew who wrote a book called The ADD Entrepreneur, very successful entrepreneur, but has ADD. And we found the medical correspondents in the news programs, and then found their producers. And then, is there anybody in your media that has MS? That's a great person to connect with if that's possible. Do some homework on that. Are there any media people maybe who've just been diagnosed? We did the same thing. One of our ABC anchors here had just been diagnosed with ADD at 40. And I happened to hear that. So we reached right out to her producer and said, hey, this is probably somebody you want to have on. So that's the kind of stuff, that's the kind of research you want to do for something like that. And we'll brainstorm a little bit more on that too. I want to look at your website, and I'll put some stuff in the website. So let's see. Any other questions? I hope you guys are all going to come join the program. I'm so excited. And I apologize for the tech. For those of you who know me, this is not the first time or the second or the third. My very first JV webinar I ever did was with this huge big wig guy, like thousands of people on his list. And it was a disaster. It just completely bombed. So all tech related. But any other questions I can answer about visibility VIPs? Come in. Can you help B2B? Absolutely. This works. And I speak a lot to CEO groups, and I do a lot of stuff with B2B. So we can hone in on some things. And if there's specific tools you need that's not in there, I'll put them in there. That's the thing. This is all about you guys. This is not, you're buying a program and here's your digital stuff and poof, you're gone. I love this. This is what I love, and I'm really excited about it. I'm a holistic salon in Warrenton, and I have a custom blend makeup line. Jacqueline, I think I talked to you years ago. I'm launching the makeup line online this year. Would you recommend pitching them separate? Pitching, the salon versus the makeup line? Yes. We could do different. Here's the key, guys. You want to stay front of mind with the media. So as many different things that we can pitch them, that's what we want to do. Remember I talked about like niching. So you're going to pitch your niche, and maybe you're going to pitch your wider one if you don't have something to pitch a certain month. You want to stay in front of them every single month, because the more front of mind, like I said with my Fox anchor, I hadn't been on in a while, but I had given her so many other stories that then when the syndicated 30-minute television show came up, yay, it was me, which was awesome. When you are reestablishing a business from scratch, where would you suggest I focus on first? It's a wedding planning business. I don't know if you mean starting your business, like your website and that kind of stuff, or do you mean PR? So if you can just respond to that. Let me see. Because obviously the first thing you have to have is a website. And I keep working with so many people, and if they're old websites, we know they're old websites. You guys know that. You're not going to work with anybody without Googling them and checking them out. And what happens when you go to a website that doesn't work, or it looks really dated? You're like, I don't know that I want to work with them. I just redid my Christina Dave's branding website because it was dated. It needed to be updated. Bella. Oh my gosh. I haven't seen Bella in years. I'm so excited all these people are here today. So yeah, if you're relaunching, which I didn't even know you weren't doing it, but you have some great contacts that you've already used in the media. So that now you're new again. So I would go back. I can't remember, was it WUSA? Somebody did something, but yeah, all these local, and I guess there are a lot of DC people here. I have a really good DC media list that I'll throw in to the program too. Just put it in the back end. So you get that little perk. If you're here, I do have the local ones. But yeah, so basically you're new again. And they love, I always say that's the key to newsworthy, new. So, okay. Look at me, right on the hour. I really appreciate everybody's time here today. It's awesome. Let me see if there are any other questions. And this is what the Q&As will be like too, but you can come on, it'll be Zoom where you can come on. So you can come on like this, or you can come on pink if you want. That would be kind of funny. But we'll just brainstorm this kind of stuff twice a month. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Theta, see you later. Do I need a book or something to pitch? You do not need a book. You do not need a book. And we'll dive in deeper with what you're doing. But bye, Bella. I mean, a book is helpful. I'm not going to say it's not, but you don't have to have a book to get media coverage. Not at all. So, okay. Great to see everybody. There are no other questions. I will wrap this up because I have to re-record the first half and splice it together, and then I'll send everybody a replay. So happy New Year. Take care. And I hope to see you guys in the program. Bye.